Hello and welcome yet again to Forgotten Temples Cambodia with myself, Mr. B. Now, we are about to return to somewhere. Now, we've never returned to somewhere before, and that place is the amazing Phimeanakas, which means Phimean is temple and Aka means sky. And the reason I've returned here, because I'm an enthusiast, and as I go along, I learn more. And what I've learnt since I was pronouncing this as Phimeanakas, which is completely wrong, is quite fascinating. Because today we are at the private temple of the king himself. This is the royal enclosure, and this temple was just for him and nobody else. And you know, I always say to you, bring your bumper bag of imagination. Well, this time I need you to dip in there and get just a handful of imagination. Because imagine up there at the summit, where those doorways are, was once a tower of gold. Now, that is truly remarkable. And this is that private temple up close. Now, I don't know how well you can spot them, but there is Tau, which is the English pronunciation of lions, and they flank this staircase here. Can you see them? And over here we have Damre, which is elephants, and they are at the corners there. But our objective, because this stairway here is not accessible because it's very crumbled, we have to nip round the back and up to the top, because up there lays a wondrous tale. It truly is magnificent, isn't it? And this stairway that goes up is unbelievably steep. I honestly can't imagine anyone who's aged, let alone someone as precious as an aging king mounting them. I just can't. It doesn't make sense. And even in modern times, they ask you to take these wooden stairs. And you've got to say something, haven't you, looking at your screen here? This thing really fills your lens, and I'm getting back as far as I can. The camera has been retracted as much as it can, but it's an enormous beast. But unfortunately, it is here I have some bad news for you. And the bad news is, well, rather simple. This piece of wood and this small sign say we're not allowed up. This is a very recent, and I mean exceedingly recent, change. So up there is where the story lays. But that doesn't mean I can't tell you. For the legend goes like this. There's the snakes, the multi-headed cobra snake that we meet often, called a naga. And the tale goes like this. The king would go up to the golden spire, the shikra, in an evening. And it was at the night time that the naga would transform into a beautiful lady. And he would have, how would we put this delicately, a romantic evening with this transformed snake. But if she didn't appear one evening, then it was a very ill sign indeed. It meant dark clouds were gathering and the kingdom was about to be hit by a terrible woe. It's an interesting tale, isn't it? If he meets the snake queen, everything is fine. But if she doesn't appear, you better start to run. Now, we've got a couple of minutes left in this video, so do you know what? I'm taking you to a private swimming pool of the king. Well, mainly his concubines. So come with me and we'll see where they like to frolic. And here it is. And I absolutely love places like this. I mean, temples are all jolly grand and exciting. But if you really want to, I don't know, reach out and touch the very soul and the fabric of these ancient people, what could be more personal than their own bathing pool? And this one was reserved for the king's concubines. Remember that his private temple's there, and this is for his ladies. For there's a second pool just down there, which is reserved only for the king. But that is nowhere near as large as this, which obviously leads us to believe he had an awful lot of ladies. So you could imagine myself, or anyone really, that comes here, you would stand here as the king would, looking out upon a truly glorious sight. This has been Mr. B at Forgotten Temples. As always, please like, subscribe and comment. And if by chance you could sprinkle a few coins into my Patreon account, as always, it's patreon.com/temples. 17,000 kilometres covered so far building this library, and believe me, that's the tip of the iceberg. So until next time, as always, I wish you absolutely nothing but the very best. Take good care now.